Namaste, Angels. This is the weekly general reading for the period of today, Sunday the 19th. It's my niece's birthday. It's my ex's birthday. I don't know how I almost said the wrong date. It's the 19th. Through the 25th, Saturday to come. We're starting with the dice and forget it. Eat cake. Somebody could be celebrating a birthday like my niece or my ex. And romantic dinner. Happy birthday to anyone who is celebrating, or congratulations, or whatever it is you may be. For whatever reason you're eating cake, enjoy. We have party. Somebody could be taking it to the next level. My niece is turning 25. I wouldn't be surprised if she had a party, but she's in another state, so I won't be attending. Massage. And it's 50-50. Or maybe like half of 50. It's 25. Anyway, with the cards, we're starting with the Nine of Pentacles, which is about, success and the ability to take care of oneself and should enjoy life. It can even be things like material or earthly things like, going to get a massage, like the die just suggested, getting your nails done, like I need to go do. Actually, this week also, on the 20th, tomorrow, we have the full moon in Pisces, and Pisces rules the hands and feet. And so it's about like taking care of your hands, taking care of your feet. Also, Neptune rules things like water, any kind of liquid, really, even like beverages, alcohol, and stuff like that. So last week I talked about somebody's addiction possibly coming to an end. We could be going into this week, especially with full moons, or about endings. Somebody has a problem with alcohol, for example, coming to an end. Somebody has a problem, they drink too much soda, they don't drink enough water. We could be ending those issues, ending those difficulties and things like that. Very positive card, Nine of Pentacles. Behind it is one of my favorites, Judgment, Major Arcana card, which represents the planet Pluto in the sign of Scorpio. And Judgment for me is about abundance that's earned. So like you're getting something from the universe, whether it's a material thing or it's spiritual, some sort of ascension and uplifting, or either way, it always shows up in both ways in your life, as above, so below. So the universe gives you something, it ascends you. You'll see it in your life somewhere down here too. This is also about second chances. So could be maybe some couple getting back together, or some other set of second chance. I thought about couple first because I'm also starting with the Major Arcana card 9. So we kind of got two Nines of Pentacles with the actual Nine of Pentacles and Major Arcana card 9, which represents an earth energy too, the sign of Virgo. Where the sun is currently located. And this one, whether upright or in reverse, when it comes to love, is about rekindling a relationship from the past. So we have that. Now the next card, it's in reverse, so normally I wouldn't talk about it, but it's the Tower, so I want to go ahead and mention it. The Tower, either way, whether it's upright or in reverse, is not meant to really be as scary, and in actual life tends not to be something that we need to fear. The way that the card looks like we need to do, but could have something to do with an actual structure, building, home, or something like that. And in reverse, it's not as strong. Looking at it with these two cards, particularly because the Nine of Pentacles is upright itself, as opposed to being in reverse, that this is like very suddenly something may happen where some support that you're used to, whether it's a person, place, thing, like very unexpectedly, I told you guys my car broke down, and I took very good care of my car, so I never replaced it, even though it was old. It looked pretty good. People didn't know what year it was and stuff like that, because I took good care of it. But I didn't. I felt like the universe wanted to take it from me when it broke down, and so I didn't seek to have it fixed. I had another car that I could drive, and I have intentions of replacing the one that I had, or the universe replacing it for me. Abundance that's earned. So I did not fight it. And it's that kind of thing. It's like something could happen to you that kind of sucks. You'd rather it didn't happen, but it's not going to be the end of the world. And someone or something on which you depended could be leaving. Tower's about change, sudden change. So very suddenly something can happen, but because you have this abundance that's earned, and you have this energy of the Nine of Pentacles where you're like sort of able to sustain yourself, it can be like a day of reckoning, but in a positive kind of way. So very unexpectedly, maybe you're without something, but you're able to take care of yourself, continue to take care of yourself, maybe better than you had. Maybe suddenly you lose one thing, but you get a new job. Maybe that's the abundance that's earned. You get a bonus, you get whatever. So whatever it is, you're able to take care of yourself and still be fine. Live within your means, maybe even, spend a little bit extra. We have forgiveness here too. And then again, we have the Hermit. Now I'm also getting something about jail. And maybe because we have the forgiveness, we have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Hermit. Hermit for me can be a lawyer sometimes or have something to do with court. And we have Judgment also. So again, somebody could be getting their day in reckoning, their day of court. Maybe there's forgiveness. Maybe somebody gets released out of jail earlier than you would have expected, or there's some sort of movement in their case. Very possibly a female. Or some other reason that a woman is sort of secluded. The Hermit is secluded, alone. Somebody moved on or left. Whether, it's like a husband or mate that passed away, or a roommate moved out, or, whatever. Something on which you, again, something or someone on which you were depending may have gone, may have left. Eight of Cups, a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. And so you may now be alone. But again, that's okay. Or there could be a court case. Maybe there's a divorce or something. And so there's forgiveness. It's okay. Whether it's a criminal case and there's that type of forgiveness, or it's divorce and there's that kind of forgiveness. For somebody, I'm definitely seeing something legal. I even saw a gavel just now. What can be sudden is even hearing from the lawyer maybe that, the divorce is final, or the state's been settled, or, you're going to have a hearing finally. Maybe you weren't expecting to, perhaps because of the pandemic or something, but all of a sudden it's coming up. With the Knight of Cups showing up upright too. So again, for love, there could be something. Maybe there was some kind of problem. There's always reason for forgiveness and apologies. There's always some reason. So maybe that will allow a second chance, a relationship to be rekindled from the past for someone. Knight of Cups, very possibly a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Again, the sun is in Virgo, but the moon will be in Pisces. So that could be another thing. Actually, my ex is a Virgo sun with a Pisces moon. Very interesting. We're not rekindling. But that's funny though. That his energy showing up like that. We have Major Arcana card, the Star, the sign right after Pisces. I'm sorry, right before Pisces. And so it's something you wanted, something for which you prayed. We have another 9 here. Look, and the 9 of Pentacles is behind it too. So that's why I was made to I just felt like I needed to stop and look. So something that we prayed for that you're not meant to give up on, even if it hadn't materialized yet. Maybe this week, maybe next week, but don't give up on this thing. You will be able to get this energy. You don't allow yourself to become like too stuck in your head and overthinking it and worrying and whatnot and conflicted. Just remain positive that something's coming through. And it may have to do with money, the material, a home, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Again, and or an Aquarius. I'll do one more. See, here's like worry, disappointment, doubt, pessimism. Just chill. Just chill. There's going to be some sort of positive action having to do with the material, or the earthly, or an actual Knight of Pentacles himself, maybe approaching. Again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I think these should be mixed up pretty good. And that brings us to the Five of Wands in reverse as our new overall energy with that Knight of Cups upright. Five of Wands in reverse, particularly in terms of love, can be about some issue coming up. And maybe that's where the forgiveness comes in. That it is, you don't have to get into an argument, but you may discuss it, debate it, and it's for the good. You know, it could be something that you've been avoiding for a long time because you didn't want to ruffle any feathers, you know, or anything like that. But it's actually something that if you talk about it, then it will improve the situation. It may even allow for forgiveness and rekindling of a relationship as opposed to causing damage that you may be worried about. Past life cards. Just felt like since, again, we have a full moon in this, something's coming to an end, something from our past could be coming up. Neptune, where, you know, which rules Pisces, is in retrograde. A lot of the planets are in retrograde. During this period, Mercury, ruler of Virgo and Gemini, goes retrograde. So I just felt like pulling out the cards. And I think that Atlantis is showing up because of the Piscean energy. Honestly, I think it's about water. Of course, Neptune, as I mentioned, rules water, rules liquid, unconditional love, like our deepest depths. What else? Illusion, dreams. So it could be, you know, it could be the end of like some sort of illusions and dreams, and people coming into clarity after the full moon. Overall energy is scribe or writer, which could definitely, again, be about Mercury, the communication planet, ruler of the sign of Virgo, which unfortunately does go retrograde this week on the 27th, I think. We have baby. We have biblical. And we have Atlantis again. So two cards of about water energy. Ships kind of gives me a combination of air and water. So it could be like that Aquarius and Piscean energy coming together. With these, as I mentioned, we're starting with the Hermit. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. Most directly represents the sign of Virgo in the tarot. Is about being, you know, possibly the teacher and or the student in your own life, like taking some time to do some introspection, as in going within and, you know, learning yourself more. And it can also, for me, as I mentioned, be something about an actual teacher or a lawyer. A teacher may be retiring. Somebody out there that's listening that's a teacher may be deciding you're going to walk away, you're going to retire. But again, the fruits of your labors that you've already done will pay off. We'll be able to take care of yourself. Nine of Pentacles, Judgment. Next card is Strength. It is in reverse. I just opened to first the Sun and the Moon when I shoved those cards away. And these two should be good and mixed up. It's another 9. 9s are also about endings as well as humanitarianism. But I think, again, with the full moon theme, endings. Now's the time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still to come. So this is similar to the energy of the star that I was saying. Don't give up. Keep praying. New stuff is coming. Falling in love with a resurgence of a relationship. Spiritual growth and enhanced intuition. Maybe even a new home. Okay, that could be tied to the Tower, the Hermit, Again, maybe a lawyer calling you up to say, it's time for your closing, ma'am, sir. You know, very possibly, as I mentioned, a single woman, though. You know, you can come and pick up your keys for your house. It could be something like that, too. Or, again, inheritance or whatever. Your court date's coming up. Your divorce is final. Where, you know, you're getting out of jail early. Something like that. I just heard, I don't know how it relates to us yet, but I just heard the scribe and the baby and biblical could have to do with Moses. And there is a feast day this week. It's Sukkot, or the Feast of Tabernacles, on the Jewish or Hebrew calendar. And that does have to do with Moses and coming down from Mount Sinai with the tablets, you know, scribed. And he was, of course, the baby that was put in one of these types of things and sent down the Nile River and found by Pharaoh's sister and raised by her as her son in the Bible. We have Atlantis, Nile, stuff like that. So that's interesting, and maybe we'll get more on that in a moment. But for this week, card most directly representing the collective, Ace of Pentacles. I like it. Very appropriate. Because, you know, like I said, this is the harvest moon. Did I mention the harvest moon? Okay, I mentioned the moon. I didn't say what moon. It's the harvest moon. It's also known as like the corn moon because you harvest corn. So it is an abundant time. Like we're reaping what we've sown. And the cards that we started out with demonstrate that. Nine of Pentacles, judgment, you know. So it's like that day of reckoning coming up, the day that you get your just desserts, which in this case would be positive. Surrounding energy, co-workers, close friends, family members, mates, all that kind of stuff. Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, someone likened to those traits or attributes if it's an actual person in your life that's significant to you. Work and finance, Hierophant, Taurian energy. So a lot of earth coming up. Again, money, love. These are the themes right now. Speaking of love and relationship. The Fool in reverse. More Aquarius kind of energy for me. Physical health. Nine of Wands. Reverse. And spiritual health. Knight of Pentacles. Upright. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We in frame? I think so. So let's get it. All right, so we're going to start with the Five of Wands in reverse, our overall energy. In a general sense, this means that you have a real need to believe and trust in yourself right now. If there's something or someone that doesn't sort of pass the smell test, you think that something may be funky, definitely trust your instincts. No matter what happens, though, be hesitant to like escalate a situation to a conflict without, you know, and something you can't get out of. You know, without, I guess like facts or something concrete. Like don't be too hasty, no matter how angry or annoyed or frustrated with something or someone you may become in not just this week, coming weeks in general. Try to like, you know, keep your cool, your temper. And that may be tied to the moon. That may be why it's like it's a more lasting sort of thing that goes a little bit beyond this week. I told you what it means in terms of love, in terms of work. There could be definitely disputes, competition, things that come up at work. You know, try to stay out of it. Try to think calmly, again, and rationally at work. Avoid arguments to the best of your ability. Just chill, okay? And there's reason to chill. There's good reason to chill. We got positive energy around us with the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, excuse me. You're likely to be feeling otherwise, you know, optimistic, upbeat, hopeful about the future, about life. And things should be going well, or things should start going well if they haven't been going well necessarily for you. You could very well be starting something very new very soon, like a new job or a new position in your work or a new business of your own. Whatever it is, it could be a personal thing too that has nothing to do with work or career. Either way, it's a good thing. This new thing that is, this new energy that is surrounding you. Very positive, new beginning. health and vitality, you know, and love and money. It could be about gifts, inheritances, all kinds of wonderful things could be tied to the Ace of Pentacles. Moving on to surrounding energy, then close friends, family members, co-workers. We have the Queen of Pentacles upright. And this card can indicate that you'll be spending, you know, time, money, energy, something like on your home, getting it to be more comfortable. And this is a good thing. This is very positive, provided that you don't like take on a bunch of debt and stuff like that, you know, and sink yourself, which based on the cards that we've seen so far and the cards that we have out here now, I don't expect to be the case. Again, Nine of Pentacles. There's somebody that is, you know, pretty self-sustaining and self-sufficient, doing okay. People may be looking to you for insight or advice, or because this is in the surrounding energy, it may be you who's looking to the people that surround you for insight and advice. And especially since we also have the Hierophant in the position of work and finance, this can be about like a mentor or something. You may find like a teacher or mentor of some sort that you have or that you've been needing in your life suddenly like appears, okay? And or you could be called upon maybe to be that teacher or mentor for somebody else. And this is a good time to get involved with groups, even if you don't necessarily think of yourself as a group type of person. And if you're a Taurus, you probably don't. And I get it. But you'll find that you have a lot to learn from them and they have a lot to learn from you. And this is all in a very positive way. I don't know why something suddenly feels like it wants to come up in my throat. Maybe somebody has something to say or whatever. Hopefully I'll get a message about it because it's very unexpected right now for me. Anyway, work should be going well. Otherwise, you know, aside from any arguments that may be happening there, provided that you're able to, you know, like remain organized and stay within the rules and following. So some people are not going to be able to stay within the rules and following. We do have all kinds of issues right now in conflicts with people in work, who has to wear a mask, who doesn't have to wear a mask. You know, some places you must wear a mask. In some places you must, you know, the owner says you must not wear a mask. They get angry if you don't wear one, but if you're angry if you do. You know, and same thing with the vaccines. So for those reasons and perhaps others, some of us may have trouble staying, you know, within the lines and following the rules. And so in those situations, maybe that's the cause of the conflict. And maybe that's the why there's a need to speak to a mentor or, again, a teacher, an advisor of some sort. Moving on to love and relationship, the Fool in reverse. Okay, so like I said, for me, it's Aquarian energy, which is all about freedom and, you know, again, humanitarianism and doing your own thing. One of these kids is not like the other type of stuff. You know, one man on an island championing a cause and nobody else understands what the hell they're talking about. That's Aquarius energy, right? So you might be like that when in love, like, you know, you're just sort of like doing your own thing and you crave or need and, you know, should have, every person needs, at least to an extent, some freedom, independence, all this kind of, but your desire for freedom and independence in this case could very well be interfering with your love life or your relationships or whatever, and could be sort of perpetuating a situation or giving an appearance that you don't have a committed relationship if you do. You know, it's sort of like you're living like a single woman, living like a single man, even though you're coupled. Maybe you're married and you don't wear your ring and you hang out after work a lot with the guys or with the girls or with both. And, you know, it would be hard to tell that you had a mate. Maybe it's something like that. Or maybe you are not, you know, out partying in something. Maybe you're actually working very hard, especially, again, if you're like an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. These are the workers. You could be working very hard. Maybe you just work so many hours that it's like you're on your own in that sense too. You know, the mate's at home tidying up, right? Decorating, doing all this stuff, and you're too busy to even notice. Or vice versa. Maybe you're the one that's doing this and they're too busy to notice. So it could be those things. If you're single, same thing. You may have like, well, I'm single. I might as well sink myself into my work, as they say, or throw myself into, you know, a hobby or whatever. And maybe you've done that to the extent that there's no room now for someone to enter, or for you to date, or for you to make yourself available and put yourself out there to meet somebody. With physical health and the Nine of Wands, you could be waiting for some sort of news or health information, maybe waiting on results, test results or something from the doctor, and that wait may take a little longer. Maybe they got to send the test back, retest it, something. I don't know, maybe you're waiting for like a referral or whatever it is. Unfortunately, it may take a little bit longer. And if you are in treatment or seeking treatment, it's important right now to try to avoid like anxiety and worry. And, you know, it's good to do like some breathing exercises, if that sort of thing would be okay with your doctor or health provider, and also physical exercises for you right now, this week or whatever. And that takes us to spiritual health and the Knight of Pentacles. You could be feeling spiritually overwhelmed. And for at least somebody, maybe because of the way, I don't know, it is underneath the Fool, and this is the love and relationship placement, maybe because they're both such yellow cards, but I'm feeling that it has to do with love for maybe a good bit of people or relationship. And, you know, that type of soulmate or twin flame situation that maybe you don't really understand it. It's somewhat new to you. You don't understand why you feel a certain way about a person, especially if you're an earth sign or that type of person. And so you're used to being grounded, you know, and having your thoughts and shit together, and not necessarily being like with the head in the clouds or overly emotional and all that sort of thing. So you might not understand like what's happening with you. And that's okay. And just don't allow yourself to get too worked up about it in terms of anxiety. Maybe you want to, you know, look into research. Maybe you want to get a massage or something for yourself, spa day or whatever, something that would help you to relax and you know, remain a little bit more calm and open, and to let things flow and allow things and situations and information and clarity to come to you like organically. Let's see what the other cards may add to this. So we're going to just go around again with the card most directly representing us this week. And it's Food and Hunger in reverse. Now, there's no reversals, but I'm making a point of it being in reverse because this is a card of abundance. So I think that where we may have, you know, been maybe even worrying from where our next meal was going to come from. You know, when am I getting another paycheck? When am I getting another job? My unemployment ran out, whatever the case is. And again, this week, there is something new that starts, whether it's actually physically a new income or something that starts, or, you know, some new ability to get or cook whatever food that starts, or, you know, it's like the path toward that. There's definitely change in this area. And it doesn't have to be literally about food or hunger. It's just like about wanting, needing, being afraid, feeling that you need to like sort of covet and hold on to, and like you're not going to have enough. And again, we've seen all these cards, and we continue to see them that say we will be able to like sustain ourselves and be self-sufficient. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it in reverse. Surrounding energy, close friends, family members, co-workers, we have Asia. And since this is the Queen of Pentacles, again, is about like sort of creating a home, making a home, and that improving your energy for you. With Asia coming up, I think it may very well be tied to things like feng shui. And again, like clearing out of energy in your home, maybe creating fresh energy. Maybe you do some smudging with the full moon. You put your crystals and everything outside. Maybe you want to do, you know, reorganize or reorder furniture and things in your house to make sure that there's a flow. You know, you can look up if you're not familiar with feng shui or with energy that, you know, in a home, look it up. I just thought about something else that has nothing to do with Asia, but in terms of homes, some of us may need to not only call in our energy, any energy that you know what, I'm gonna link my clearing video. I'm going to try to really remember to link my clearing video in the description here if anybody needs to listen to this. But also I just feel like, yeah, somebody needs to clear out energy that's funky in their house and to not like let it in. So you may want to call in any and all energy of yours that is being used by others without your express conscious permission. And then some of you at least maybe want to take it even a step further and put some black salt around your threshold to keep this entity from crossing into your home again. Just a suggestion. Work and finance. We have authority figures. It came out in reverse. Oh, there's the gavel. Remember I told you I just saw a gavel like in my head? Goodness, what does this mean? There's a bunch of like little stars and lights around it. So maybe somebody will have been praying, wishing, like I'm the star, for, again, their court case or some sort of legal matter or official situation. The Hierophant can also be about contracts and documents and higher authorities, higher learning, college, government agencies, all that kind of stuff. Something could be coming up with those things. Again, just follow the rules to the extent you're able. And maybe like government, maybe it again has to do with COVID and, to vaccine or not to vaccine or to mask or not mask. That is the question, possibly, that's coming up for people in work this week. Otherwise, it could be something with a contract. Maybe you get a new job. Maybe you have to sign a contract for this new job, that sort of thing. But again, the first message, when I'm seeing all these stars, like I wished for this, I prayed for this. So I think it's positive and tied to the Ace of Pentacles for the most part. But again, I'll make sure I'm following the rules, coloring within the lines, as they say. Love and relationship. Ooh, we have imprisonment or slavery. This could definitely be tied to what I was seeing in the beginning, particularly for feminine energy. I said she could be in jail. I mean, obviously the masculine could be in jail. Maybe the woman is the one that was left at home. Maybe she's outside at home. She's the Nine of Pentacles and the man is in jail. For somebody, obviously the main message for everybody isn't about jail, but this is about feeling imprisoned, feeling like you don't have your freedom. And we have the Fool here, and you want freedom. You want to be able to do your own thing. And this is feeling like sort of stuck, like I'm not allowed to. So there's a need to find some balance between, if you want to be in a relationship, even if you're single, there's a need to like move into a space where you have room to let somebody into your life, if that's what you want, without feeling like you're being restricted or limited as a human being. Physical health, joining the Nine of Wands. We have monk or nun. Prayer, meditation, listening to tones, trying to find some sort of peace or whatever, rather than being anxious this week. Again, it's going to be very important. And spiritual health, we have galactic. And you know what? It goes totally with what I was feeling. Like I was saying, like I felt like it had something to do with like being a twin flame or a soulmate. Maybe take it a step further. A twin flame, a soulmate, a starseed, an angelic. And there's all different types, of those. Once you get into it deeper, Palladian and Arcturian, all that kind of stuff. And so maybe you're having visions, maybe you're thinking about stuff. We are talking about Neptune being pretty strong this week, Pisces moon, illusions, visions, dreams. So maybe that's why you're becoming spiritually overwhelmed. Okay. Let's see if the other cards have anything to add. The Angel and Animal Tarots. We have the Three of Cups for the energy that's most directly surrounding us. So that's celebration, wedding, graduation, a birth announcement. We need to have more fun. We could be celebrating, we could be happy because, again, Ace of Pentacles, it could be something that's shared among, more than one person, maybe three, maybe a group, maybe a family. It's good things happening for all of us. This can be about reunions, getting back together with someone, whether it's a romantic partner or not. The Three of Cups is also, it's in its most general meaning, is about a positive reunion with someone or something. So it can be about finding something. Again, it could be a positive reunion with whatever your needs are. Food, shelter, clothing, a paycheck. Let me put these back here so that we can continue to see what these are. Surrounding energy. We have the Ten of Swords. The end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better. Somebody could even be recovering from an addiction, and somebody, like I said, could be getting out of jail, could be, you can find out that their difficult situation is coming to an end, and so maybe that's why there's a need to sort of create a home, make a peaceful, comfortable place for yourself and or you with your friends and or close, relatives or mate or would-be mate, love interest, all that. You get the idea. Work and finance. We have the Eight of Cups, the desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. Definitely that could be, again, like I said, there could be new jobs. We do have the Hierophant. There could be new contracts, new, things that you're getting into, business of your own, investments, all that kind of stuff. And last but not least, for this top row here, we have Major Arcana card, the World, card number 21. It is a 3. It could have something to do with some sort of party of 3, some third energy that is in the way of your love life, whether that's a job or jail or, another person or whatever. For me, the World does have a fire energy. It feels like fire to me. So there could be, like the Mars or Jupiter or an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that's like directly tied to whatever the situation is. But ultimately, it's about something coming to an end and being freed from that kind of energy. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you've set out to do. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the lessons that life offered you with grace and courage. Physical health. 2 of Cups. You're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion in your current relationship. Marriages or romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved. Don't give up. So this is again about not being anxious, about not giving up, not being frustrated, not because something's delayed. Like don't give up on the outcome you're waiting for. 2 of Cups can also be, in a general sense, really positive omen as it relates to health. Oh, we left the Hermit over here. That's weird. I guess I didn't even pick it up when I shuffled, when I cut. I don't remember seeing it laying there before, though. I don't know from where the Hermit just came. Anyway, the 2 of Cups could be a positive omen. And, just a positive card in terms of health. It can also be about partnerships and needing to form a partnership with somebody, again, maybe a mentor type like the Hermit or the Hierophant, somebody that can help you toward your health, maybe a healer, maybe a particular doctor or something like that. And last but not least, for spiritual health, we have Major Arcana card 8, Justice. Fair decisions will be made after all of the evidence is reviewed impartially. Have compassion for others and try to see all sides of a disagreement. We got more stars in this picture too. Isn't that interesting? Stars in the galactic picture. The pentacle has a star on it. And I immediately tied everything to stars, that we've been praying for. Yeah, I don't know. Something's trying to come through there. But when you see justice in terms of spirituality, again, the theme here and what's key here is balance. This card shows up, most directly represents the sign of Libra, and shows up to say that what you want to do here is, seek to be a little bit more grounded. So we want to make better use of that Knight of Pentacles energy. We want to use it totally. We want to be like an earth sign traditionally and rather than be overwhelmed, sort of meet somewhere in the middle. And yes, deal with our spirituality, but also, try to remain a little bit grounded. Okay, and that's our weekly general reading. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, please do like, share, subscribe, comment. And if you're interested in hearing what else is going on this week, please do stick around. Don't leave yet. I'm going to grab my computer. Okay. I just hit the power button. I am signing in now. And there it goes. We're in. Okay. On the Christian calendar, on the 21st, we have the feast day of St. Matthew, the evangelist and apostle. And on the 24th, of course, 6, we have another feast day for Mary. It is the feast of Our Lady of Mercy. So first we'll get started with the feast of St. Matthew. And for this, I went to www.franciscanmedia.org. Matthew was a Jew who worked for the occupying Roman forces, collecting taxes from other Jews. The Romans were not scrupulous about what the tax farmers got for themselves. Hence, the latter, known as the publicans, were generally hated as traitors by their fellow Jews. The Pharisees lumped them in with sinners. See Matthew 9:11 through 13. So it was shocking to them to hear Jesus call such a man to be one of his intimate followers. Matthew got Jesus in further trouble by having a sort of going away party at his house. The gospel tells us that many tax collectors and, quote, those known as sinners, end quote, came to the dinner. The Pharisees were still more badly shocked. What business did the supposedly great teacher have associating with such immoral people? Jesus' answer was, quote, those who are well do not need a physician, but the sick do. Go and learn the meaning of the words, I desire mercy, not sacrifice. I did not come to call the righteous, but the sinners, end quote. Matthew 9:12 through 13. Jesus is not setting aside ritual and worship. He's saying that loving others is even more important. No other particular incidents about Matthew are found in the New Testament. From an unlikely situation, Jesus chose one of the foundations of the church, a man others, judging from his job, thought was not holy enough for the position. But Matthew was honest enough to admit that he was one of the sinners Jesus came to call. He was open enough to recognize truth when he saw him, quote, and he got up and followed him, end quote. Matthew 9:9. Matthew is the patron saint of accountants, actors, bankers, bookkeepers, tax collectors, and taxi drivers. And for the Feast of Mary, I've gone somewhere called mercyhome.org. Mercy as in Our Lady of Mercy, MERCY home, HOME.org. And they are going to tell us what this feast day is about. On August 1st, in the year 1218, Our Lady of Mercy appeared before Nolasco in a vision. Dressed in white, she held 2 bags of coins to be used for ransoming Christians in captivity. She appeared before St. Raymond of Penafort and King James of Aragon as well, and asked all 3 to start a religious order that would free Christians who had been seized during the wars. Shortly after, they founded the Order of Our Lady of Mercy, or the Mercedians. As the order grew, they raised money and freed Christians from captivity. In addition to vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience, the Mercedians took a 4th vow to die for another who was in danger of losing their faith. The Mercedians even traded places with those in captivity. There was actually more before I started reading and more after. If you go to that page, you want to read the whole thing, of course, feel free. Our Lady of Mercy is the patron saint of Barcelona, Dominican Republic, Cuba, and Paita. So I know particularly in DR, or at least here in New York, a lot of the women are named like Mercedes, and it's from Our Lady of Mercy. Anywho, moving on to the Hebrew calendar. Again, as I mentioned a moment ago, Actually, it's the same day on which we have the feast day of St. Matthew, is the day that Sukkot starts, the 21st. And it continues through the week and into next week, through the 29th of the month. So what is Sukkot? For this, I went to www.chabad.org. Sukkot is a week-long Jewish holiday that comes 5 days after Yom Kippur, which was the Day of Atonement, or, forgiveness, apologies, all that stuff. Sukkot celebrates the gathering of the harvest, so it fits nicely with the harvest moon, right? It commemorates the miraculous protection of God provided for the children of Israel when they left Egypt. So it's about Exodus. We celebrate Sukkot by dwelling in a foliage-covered booth known as a sukkah. It might look like a tent if you've ever seen one. And taking the 4 kinds, which is 4 special species of vegetation. And then it goes on to tell you what you do the first couple days, the next few days. Okay? Of all the Jewish holidays, Sukkot is the only one whose date does not seem to commemorate a historic event. The Torah refers to it by 2 names, Chag HaAsif, the festival of ingathering, or the harvest festival, or the festival of booths, each expressing a reason for the holiday. In Israel, crops grow in the winter and are ready for the harvest in late spring. Some of them remain out in the field to dry for a few months and are ready for harvest in the early fall. So this is a time to express appreciation for this bounty. And it comes, again, after Yom Kippur, which is the feast day that we apologize to God, and we just make atonement in general. We have a lot of sirens right now that I think we're meant to pay attention to. Probably tied in with this story. Okay, so what was that? Well, that's what I'm going to say. The Sukkot commemorates the temporary dwellings that God made, for shelter for the ancestors on their way out of Egypt. That's what the tents are about. Some say that it refers to the miraculous clouds of glory that shielded the people from the desert sun, while others say it refers to the tents in which they dwelled for their 40-year trek through the Sinai desert. So those are the feast days. Moving on to the planetary calendar. Again, September 20th at 12:54 p.m., Vesta, the asteroid, which is that mother, maybe that's another reason for the 9 of Pentacles energy, enters Scorpio. Maybe that's a reason why Judgment was right behind her. Okay, that's going to be at 0 degrees. Then also on September 20th at 7:55 p.m., we'll experience the full moon in Pisces, 28 degrees Pisces. September 22nd at 3:21 p.m., the sun enters Libra. So will be happy birthday to any first deacon Libras that I'll be celebrating this week. 23rd, we have at 10:50 a.m. Neptune, okay, ruler of Pisces, will be quintile the true node, which is Gemini. So Neptune will be at 21 degrees Pisces, and the true node will be at 3 degrees Gemini. So of course, both 21 and 3, those are both 3s. And that's it for the week. So I'll do a separate moon reading, or at least I'll try to, right? So God willing. And I'll see you then. The love reading should come somewhere in between. I appreciate you watching. Again, please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. Namaste.